A Brooklyn Center healthcare worker has found a lighthearted way to raise money for a serious cause. Kevin Miller introduces us to a nursing assistant who's helping kids in an unconventional way.
There once was a little girl who lived in a snug cottage surrounded by wildflowers.
Mark Martindale's bedside manner is soothing and gentle.
When her father asked Goldilocks,
He's a certified nursing assistant at Crescent Cove,
next page,
a child hospice home in Brooklyn Center.
Crescent Cove exists to serve children with shortened life expectancies and their families who love them.
It's a cause that hits close to home for Mark.
Well, actually, I became a CNA just to work here. I worked in another field for many years, and after having that experience with our son, I decided to get my CNA and come work here.
Mark's son, Isaac, was born in 2009.
He was very medically complex. He had a lot of different supports for him, like oxygen. Jumped up onto the seat.
Mark met the founder of Crescent Cove while his son was in hospice care.
Even to this day, now as Crescent Cove still supports our family, even though it's been 9 years now since Isaac's gone.
Isaac was just 7 years old when he died.
She was fast asleep.
Now, working at Crescent Cove,
Goldilocks
Mark gets to help kids like his son.
I think that's helped me in dealing with the kids that come here. They are all so precious. And she took it.
This spring, Mark found a different way to support kids with terminal illnesses,
And then she giggled.
and it involved his facial hair. The nonprofit Mustaches for Kids is collecting donations for Crescent Cove.
She slid off.
In return, people like Mark grow a mustache for a month.
I thought, wow, that's a really cool idea.
Families pay nothing out of pocket for it, so donations and philanthropy really makes our home run.
A so-called Stash Bash party raised more than $82,000 for Crescent Cove, and Mark's glad to see that money put to good use.
I just am very passionate about Crescent Cove, and I just love working here.
In Brooklyn Center, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
You can donate to Mark's Mustaches for Kids campaign through the end of May. We'll have details at ccxmedia.org. In other news, a law firm is accusing a Brooklyn Center City Council member of acting inappropriately. This comes after a city staff member filed a complaint last summer. The complaint was filed against Dan Jerzak. CCX News obtained the complaint and the investigation that followed. The majority of the documents are redacted, but they show a staff member filed a hostile work environment complaint with Human Resources. An investigation by a law firm found that Jerzak, quote, engaged in inappropriate behaviors. Jerzak filed a formal rebuttal, calling the investigation biased and inaccurate. Drivers traveling through Plymouth this weekend will want to pay close attention to this next story. A stretch of eastbound Highway 55 will be closed all weekend from County Road 101 at the Plymouth-Medina border to Rockford Road. That stretch is expected to reopen at 5 a.m. Monday. The closure is necessary as crews do stormwater system improvements as part of the Highway 55 pavement improvement project. At Champlin Park High School this weekend, an opportunity to take in local theater under the sea. In Weekend Showcase, photojournalist Dustin Scholl takes us behind the scenes of The Little Mermaid.
I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
I like that she's kind of like me in that like curious nature and the want to like explore and see the world.
Part of you.
I think this show is just kind of like a message about getting out of your comfort zone a bit. I honestly see it as a journey. She already wanted to see the world before she even saw Prince Eric. She just kind of put all that longing into him. It was kind of like a vessel for her want and need to explore the world.
Shoot, shoot, she shoot, yeah, shoot, snapper, shoot, shoot, rocks. Shoot, shoot. She lays there like a lox.
This role has been just so much fun just because it's such a lighthearted and fun character. And he has so much energy.
Ariel and someone swimming in the sea.
The thing that I love about this show is that it's full of joy, right? The whole cast in general has such just strong talent, and they have just beautiful voices.
She's in love.
I hope that they leave feeling like excited and happy and just more like upbeat and positive about the world.
Gosh, I wish we had a clue. Oh wait, oh dear.
It's so pretty to watch. Our set is amazing. These students have been working so incredibly hard. It's going to be so great to see it all come to fruition.
She's in love, she's in love, she's in love, love, yeah.
Performances of The Little Mermaid open tonight and run through Sunday, May 12th at Champlin Park High School. We'll have more information about tickets at ccxmedia.org. Finally, this segment, a new art exhibit in Robbinsdale using a technique you may not have heard of before.
Scratchboard is a subtractive technique, so it's different than many mediums in that it starts with a black surface of ink covering a white clay, and you use any abrasive tools, sharp tools, to scratch away to make marks.
That's artist Scott Krohn describing Scratchboard. It's highly detailed and tedious. It's also time-consuming. For one of the pieces, Krohn used an X-Acto knife. It took him 150 to 175 hours to make.
In this one in particular, I worked under magnifying glass to get the level of detail as small and precise as possible to try to achieve that photorealism.
Krohn is actually a teacher and tennis coach by day, but enjoys Scratchboard when he can find the time, often using Lake Superior as a source of inspiration. We'll leave you with more of his Robbin Gallery exhibit, which runs through May 26th.
Since the spring of 1973, the Athena Award has been given annually to one senior girl at Minneapolis and surrounding suburban high schools. The 2024 ceremony took place Friday.
It's a culmination of sorts for years of work put in on the courts, fields, courses, and more that make up high school sports. Friday, 54 high school senior girls, including over a dozen from the CCX viewing area, were honored at a luncheon and ceremony in Brooklyn Center. Each school selects one girl who has excelled in sports and often in the classroom and community as well. Many, but not all, are going on to compete in collegiate athletics. We talked to 4 of the local winners about winning the Athena and their plans for next year.
This award is pretty exciting. I remember as a kid, always going into high school and seeing the poster that they have up in the AD's office. So it's kind of exciting now to be that person that's going to be on that poster. My plans are to attend Northern Michigan University, and I'm going to be playing D2 lacrosse there.
Yeah, I know a couple of them from running, and then there's a couple others who I sort of recognize or know, but most of them I don't really know, and so that's pretty cool. And you're just meeting these people who are just these talented athletes, and you have never met them and never heard of them, and they really excel at what they do. That's really cool to all gather together. I'm going to Middlebury College in Vermont. I will be studying environmental studies, and I will be running cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track. So
it means a lot because it just shows all of the hard work from all the sports that I've played just paying off. I'll be attending Mankato State, playing golf.
I knew previous winners who had won it in my school, so I was kind of hoping I could get it, but I knew there was a lot of good athletes in my school, so it was more of just a goal and a hope that. I'm going to the University of Minnesota to run cross country and track and then major in biomedical engineering.
Here now is a list of all of the local Athena Award winners for 2024. John Jacobson, CCX Sports.
About 3 weeks remain in the regular season in high school lacrosse. 2 girls teams with identical records coming into Thursday met in a Northwest Suburban Conference game.
Osseo Park Center girls on the road to take on Spring Lake Park. Both teams with a record of 1-5 coming in. Early first quarter, the Crocs' Sophia Germstead passes to Autumn Richards. She shoots and scores. OPC leads 1-0, just 1:11 into the game. Back come the Panthers. Sophia Mittas passes to Grace Schmidt, who turns and scores. The junior midfielder with her team-high 14th goal of the year. It's 3-1 Spring Lake Park. Good acceleration towards the Panthers' net by Macy Patton as she fires a shot in for a goal for OPC. The Crocs are back to within a goal, 4-3 in the second quarter. But the Panthers score 3 of the next 4 goals to close out the first half, including 2 in a row by Olivia Lorkey. Spring Lake Park goes on to beat Osseo Park Center 10-7.
Earlier this week, Wayzata and Maple Grove met up on the court in a matchup of 2 of the best local prep boys tennis teams.
Wayzata boys tennis, defending state champions in Class AA, on the road to face Maple Grove Wednesday. Number 1 singles, Tanae Pangaluri of Wayzata serving to Maple Grove's Oliver Walseth. Pangaluri with a nice forehand winner in the first set. It's Pangaluri who wins the match 6-1, 6-1 for a Wayzata team point. Second singles, Rishi Ranji of Wayzata is playing Salman Kassan. Ranji in the near court. A good rally between these two ends with a passing winner for Ranji. Second doubles play, the Crimson's Matthew Kornick and Jake Consera are playing the Trojans' Ethan Chernin and Tommy Pronzinski, and the 7th grader Pronzinski hits the winner. Wayzata wins all the matches in straight sets, and they take this one 7-0. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.